Alrighty, we're back again for this shenanigan stuff. Why is there a glare right there? Oh, no. Yep, milkshake. Yeah, that'll work. That's gonna have to do. But gosh, it looks so blue. Like, I would start singing that song, but I don't want YouTube to have a hissy fit. Like, oh gosh, she's singing a copyright song. It's like nowadays, God forbid you even say anything that potentially can be copyrighted. God forbid. But anyway, hello, Ariman? Is that how you say it? Part of me was about to say just say Ari, because actually that reminds me of a League of Legends champion, the nine-tailed foxy lady. Okay, here we go. See, let me just get that out of my life. Let me grab that, do that. Tell this to is scoot. Okay, perfecto, goody. Okay, I'm gonna get that out of the way. I'm just gonna plop that there because I could care less on how I look. Milkshake. Close it. Okay, stay right there. So, anyway, the way that this is going to work, yes, and essentially the way that this is going to work is as such. Pulling from, let's see, we'll go 1, 2, 4 decks. That sounds so weird. I'm going to be using Black Moon Astrology, the Black Moon Astrology cards, Dark Goddess Oracle, the Goetia Tarot and Darkness Tarot, and Tarot V. So there's going to be a total of 4 stacks you can choose from. And it don't matter which one you choose, just think of the number that's most, oh, that sounds weird. Go with the number that's like pulling you the most. Like for example, if just out of nowhere you think 2, and you're trying to think maybe I should see about 3, then you just feel 2 more. Yeah, but the thing is that I'm not going to show the stacks though. That's the thing. Because since this is a live one, I'm not going to show what the stacks are going to be. So pretty much pick a number between 1 and 4, and then just choose that number, and whatever one comes out for each one, that's what you get. So let me just get all my pigeons lined up. In the meantime, okay. Hello to Abraham. And I'm going to get rid of 4 cards in the Goetia Tarot, which are the aces, because they kind of do not. Okay, oh, there they go. 1, 2, 3, 4, right at the bottom of the deck. Splendid. And how funny. The bottom card was a 1 to 4. Funny enough, the bottom card was off. Oh god, don't start yelling. Please don't. You're doing so good until, that happened. 1 Dark Goddess for each stack. So I'm just gonna unbox that. Get that out of my life. Take Hinky, Pinky, Spanky, and Winky. Put them over there. Okay. So we have Tarot V. Get over there. We have the Goetia one over there. Dark Goddess right here. Okay. So the first one, when I'm building the stack, they're going with political stuff again, so that's why I'm muting my mic. Okay. And in. Window. Yield. Yeah, that's why my mic is muted. Because whenever it starts getting like that, it's just like, nope. Why is this back to top chat? Oh, that sounds so vulgar. Here, let me fix that. No. Put it back and keep it like that. Don't mess with me. Thank you. Okay, so. Okay, these are the grahas. Okay, you need 4 grahas. And yeah, it can get loud sometimes. Okay, but I got the 1. You. No. Get back here. No. Let go. 2. You. 3. Okay, Cupcake. You're too stiff. Way too stiff. Hello, Lisa. Don't start yelling about political stuff. Please don't. I don't want to be. Please don't. Please don't. It's like every night is this stuff. Please don't. That'll do. Okay. Get 3 each stack. Get that out of life. That's one of this bunch. The homes. Don't start. Don't keep instigating it, please. Okay. 1, 2, 3, release, 4. I know, right? Wish granted, Z. And yeah, the only reason why I mute my mic is because I don't want to have any kind of political stuff come up, and then I get like a community strike thing or whatever because there's some stuff being said that's a bit like not good. But anyway, please don't. Why do you have to do it every single night, every single morning, every day, every night? It gets tiring afterwards. Just stop being political. Enough. Okay, next is the Dark Goddess. Oh, next is the Dark Goddess pull. Uh, ah, Lotus Spacer Keys. Need for ride. Z, yes. Okay, here to go. 1. Here to go there. 2. And last but not least. Oh. That sounds majestic, Z. Like, even the Lotus Spacer, that makes me think Lotus, okay. Got a bit of a Hera vibe from that one, and also Lord Shiva from that too. And Ahriman, possibly, I might actually, based on one of the stacks, that might actually be the one you choose, maybe. But, here we go again. Now we go with the politics. Oh. Okay. Okay. You can only choose number 4 because there's only 4 options. Sometimes I wish, there was such thing as, like the remote control from Click with Adam Sandler. Sometimes I wish I had that. Okay, so I put yeah, okay, that's the one. A total of how many? 3? No. How many then? 2? Fine. That's enough though. Here. 1. 2. 1. So that has 2. That has 1. Okay, that has 1. That's 1. Okay, 2. 2. 2. Okay, and a U. Okay, so. Oh, gosh. And I swear, this is the last deck I'm. God, I almost said this is the last deck I'm pulling. This is from the last deck I'm pulling. Tarot V. Okay, so how many for this one? 3? Okay, fine. Ah! 1. 2. Let go. I'll have 3. No, except you for some reason you only have 2. But I thought I gave you 3. But whatever, dude. Just whatever. Just take it. Oh, in front of my face. Okay, because since intuitively something's hitting me in the head to say, pick up each of the stacks and then show them on camera. Fine, if you insist. Crazy intuitive thing in my head. So, I'm going to show you the stacks in order. So, Let me just get them all lined up. So this one's stack 1. Here's your first one. Number 1. Here it is, the second one. Here's the third one. I don't know why I'm doing that. I'm just smacking it, just be like, okay. It's like, and so it shall be done. Deal with it. And then this is the fourth one. So yeah, take your. That makes no sense. Take your bets now, or place your bets now, whatever. Okay, so tick tock, tick tock. And if you're watching the replay, no, just skip to wherever the bloody point where I start this thing. So anyway, 30 years later. So we're gonna just start with number 1. Actually, we're gonna go 1, then 3, then 2, then 4. Don't know why. Okay, here to go. So if you choose number 1, this is what is gonna be happening. I'm gonna go from the bottom of the stack to row V. So we're gonna start with the astrology ones first. So each stack has an element: fire, earth, air, or water. So if you chose number 1, your element is you're going to be flaming. We have fire, we have passion, desire, motivation, sassiness, feistiness. You have the sign of Gemini influence on you. That is, well, the card says, I think, but in this case, I'd rather say Gemini, I commune with. That sounds much better. So, we got flaming, the prince, like princey, like a prince. The prince sign of Gemini with the most violent Mars. Oh boy. We have a really burning wind with this combination so far. And oh my Lord Lanta. And then we have the 7th house of partnership and spouse figure and significant other and other person. Wow. That is really hot air. Dark goddess, Medea, deception. Oh, that took a dark twist. And the 2 from what? There's only 2 from there? Bloody heck. Get back over here. Fine. I thought there were 3. Fine, here. Get in there. No, don't do that again. Okay. The Goetic divines pulled. We have forecasts. Mercury in Virgo, exaltation placement. And came Mercury in Sagittarius. Wow. We have Mercurian ahoy. A lot of Mercurian and heat. The Tarot V says this. Well, this is a lot of hot wind here. A lot of burning wind. We have 3 of twigs with the 7 of twigs and then the star. Okay, so number 1. If you are interacting with somebody that's overly dominant, or if you work with somebody who's a bit of an over-dominant nitpick, or even if you interact with people that are in a way that's a bit of a perfectionist and a bit of a know-it-all kind of a stance, or this could be interacting with somebody who's thinks that they're a big know-it-all, which don't be like that because you're going to be making yourself look like a dimwit. They actually may be putting on a front, and when they try to connect to you, they're trying to satisfy their feelings of insecurity. All right, man. This is a pick a stack. So I'm only going off what vibe I'm getting. Okay, because of hello, Adam. So since you chose 3, we'll get to 3 next because we're going 1, 3, 2, 4. So anyway, number 1. if there might also be this individual, maybe somebody who talks a bit too much and they talk with a little bit of aggression, and they actually put it on as a front because they are they actually are very alone. They may struggle with connecting to other people. They may have a hard time interacting with other people. So much to the point where they kind of they try to get their point across, but the way they get it across is rather, without them even knowing it, it's a bit violent. And you can even also say sometimes they may even push you in a direction that may not be for your best interest. And they actually potentially now, by potentially meaning that it could happen, it has happened, or it may be coming right for your face, or it's in the midst. You may possibly be put in a position where you have to make a choice of making a contract or signing your name onto something. You might be put into that position, and don't think you're pinned against the wall. It's all a deception. But make sure that no matter what they do, don't let them intimidate you, because they're going to be trying so hard to get you to have this contract or this negotiation put together, and they go with it and have you go with it. And if you don't go with it, just be on the lookout, because potentially they may actually try to do whatever they want to have done anyway, even if you don't want it to happen, but they'll still find a way to have it happen and still trying to make potentially frame you with it. So be careful with that. And don't let them woozy woo you into this contract, this obligation that they're trying to push you towards. Don't let them woozy woo with it, because the reward is definitely not worth it. And if somebody is also trying to shame you at all, like saying, "Oh, well, I'm not doing so well mentally. Cut me some slack." No. Like if somebody's using, like for an example, let's see how to put this. Like if somebody's using the term like they have a mental illness as an excuse for their bad behavior, misbehaving, or stupidity, or just shrewdness, tell them this: every second out of every second, every day, even the one that was just then, the one now, and the one that's going to be happening next, you can make a choice for anything. Like, for an example, number one, you can make the choice to click the video off. Number two, you can keep listening. Three, you can pull the plug on your computer. Four, you can check the thing that you're watching me on, like the computer or the phone. Five, you can try and call your ex-lover and try and woozy-woo them back to you. Don't matter. Point being, you can make a choice on your next move regardless of how big or little it is. You have the power to make the choice. Saying that you have a challenge with an illness and you're not able to comprehend or make the choice, sometimes that can be questionable. That's just how it is. Because now, of course, keep in mind using your head. There are some people that are, like for an example, say on the autism spectrum. That is completely different. If somebody's aware, coherent, and is able to make a sound decision, yet there's a recurring theme, is not the mental affliction. No, they're just a twathead. So if somebody's pretty much using something that is not really meant to be taken as pretty much used as an excuse for their behavior that's kind of baneful and harmful, if you have somebody like that, call them out on and say, wow, well, if you say you have a mental illness, you don't have what you think you have. Instead, you have the simplistic stupidity. And again, this person may be a little bit aggressive with the word choice they use and a bit pushy, and they actually may try and put you down if you also say no to them. But it's all pretty much just a mind game that they're trying to push with all this. Don't let them woozy-woo you. Don't let them talk down on you. And please, for the love of gosh, please don't feel bad if you tell them, no, don't feel bad. It's not your problem. Pretty much what I'm doing is I'm doing a pick a stack. So essentially you choose a stack between 1, 2, 3, or 4. And I pretty much just flip all the cards over and I just say what's on top of me head based on what I see. So everybody can pick a stack, and if it works, good. If it don't work, well, oh well. Maybe it'll happen in the next few days, or maybe you never know. So that was number 1. Number 3. Figured we'd be going an odd way for this. Wait, oh, that's the wrong one. Get over here. It's stack 3. Get out of me way. Get in there. Number 3. Okay, we're gonna take. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, majestic. Okay, the element for number 3. We have stability. Okay, so we're gonna get a little bit realistic with this one. We have practicality, stability with the 10th house, the world of pretty much your reputation, how society sees you out in the real world. With Surya, sun, we have a Digbala sun with directional strength, and Aries, an exalted sun. Wow. Not bad. Wow. Good Lord, Lanta. Okay, anyway, moving forward. Good Lord. So that way you understood what I just said. Having sun in the 10th house, well, you're putting the king in front of, everybody. And the king likes to have everybody go, ooh, king. So, of course, he has more power and directional strength. Aries, the king is the sole one, like just me. So if the king feels like, I am a king. And Aries is that one and takes initiative. King takes initiative. Gets what he wants. Woo. So pretty much, yeah, that's already kicking off good. And creation. 2 earth elements, 2 flame. Actually, wait a minute. 1, 2, 3. 3 earths and 2 fire elements. Okay. So there's a Okay. Okay, I see where this is going. Goetic wise. Duke Astaroth, King of Pentacles, Venus in Leo, and Orbas, the world. Jupiter Guru in Capricorn. Funny enough, Jupiter gets pissed off in Capricorn. Tarot V-wise, we have 5 of Blades, Queen of Pentacles, and He Who Sung Most. Okay. No, don't you think I'm calling that body part hung most? No, this is not the time for that. So, first and foremost, scoot you over here, right there, or right there. So, first in my mind, the standing of your reputation this is the perfect time to actually start building on something, specifically and precisely something that is actually going to be regarding your career, something that's actually going to make you feel stable, and something that's actually going to be very fulfilling for you. But most definitely, you have to be in a position where you're actually guiding people, leading people, but also make sure that whenever you're in the public eye or with other people or interacting with other people, make sure that you're able to make sure that you're not being a prankster, and make sure that you're not, taking, your reputation as something that could be like, oh, it's okay. I'm just gonna make this dumb little dim-witted mistake. No, don't do that. Because right now, no matter regarding whatever you put out right now, regarding your standing, like your career, how the people view you, and how you carry yourself in the world, right now is probably the biggest time of impact. So, say for an example, say if you're wanting to, get a stronger connection with like the community you're in, regardless of whatever it is. Essentially, whatever you do right now is actually going to stick with you the most. So, for example, if you volunteer to help the homeless, for example, that is going to stick. That's going to be part of your reputation. But at the same time, if you come off as somebody who's like, I know what I'm talking about. I am the king. Look at me. People over there then are going to see you as arrogant. But now, since you have Ouroboros getting involved with Astaroth, well, Ouroboros as a Goetic divine, he is always in the best interest of whoever asks of assistance from him. And Duke Astaroth is pretty excelled in the arts, giving past, present, and future, but also some accounts say that Astaroth was seen as a beautiful angel, but for some reason Alexidius, which to me kind of is like, that's kind of not necessary. You don't have to be making an assumption on a Goetic divine just because of their appearance. That's kind of a little bit low level thinking. But because this depiction also has him as a king in the deck, and Venus in Leo, and I'm getting the idea of Venus being in Maga, which is actually the point in Leo, which is seen as the throne, and Jupiter Guru in the sign of Capricorn, where he's pissed off, because pretty much what you're doing is you're going down. Jupiter and Capricorn, you're pretty much having yourself go down south to one of those sermons, like with the black people, how they have their sermons. Yeah, you're pretty much going into one of those sermons, and I mean, they're getting into it. You're going up to the pastor of the congregation, you're telling them, can you kind of tone it down a little bit loud? Most definitely, if you do that, you're going to get in a response something like, boy, what is wrong with you? You telling me that I can't be like this? Get out of here. Yeah, it just doesn't work. Because you can't have somebody who's speaking on behalf of divinity, you can't tell them to, slow down. You can't restrict it. Because if you restrict it, it turns on itself. But nonetheless, the combination of it also being the world is that, again, there's this strong inclination that your reputation right now can easily be influenced, especially if it involves a woman figure. And most definitely, though, if there is a woman figure who's a bit older, like a grandmother, or like somebody who's like, say for an example, like somebody who's like your assistant, doesn't have to be a woman, pretty much like your right hand. Make sure that you also give them credit where credit's due, and also give them recognition too, because like they say, the queen can live without the king, but the king needs the queen because the queen is his backbone. This assistant or this other person who is here for you is kind of your backbone, and they're actually helping you stand on top of the world. But again, having he who sung most right here, based on the depiction, we have na 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 copyright the Batman kind of a thing. Did I? Hello, Amanda. Did I lose weight? No, I'm still the same weight as I was since forever. Funny enough. But because since it's he who sung most, but this depiction is a bad guy. Please, for the love of pigeon feeder, please, don't be getting the idea that, oh, I can snooze on this. Oh, I can wait tomorrow. No, get off your tushy, get up and go get it. Because Sun in Aries, that's an exalted sun. In the 10th house, that's where he gets directional strength. Yeah. So Sun, Aries with directional strength. That sun is flaming hot and everybody can see it. So let your inspiration and your inner being push you, and wherever you set your sight on, it's going to go far with. And you can actually have a strong potential to actually bring something that's in your head from there and put it into the 3D, because you have Gaia as the dark goddess figure, even though she's technically really a primordial. But whatever you put out and try and bring into existence, it's going to stick, because you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 cards that are associated with the earth element. 5. And you also have 1, 2. Technically, that counts as 3. Pretty close to 3 cards that are flaming, fire elemental. One that's blowing it. One that's kind of also technically wet, because it's he who's the most. Not that kind of wet, like it's Pisces or Scorpio, one of the two. But just be aware, whatever you choose to do, whatever you push, whatever you choose to do, and put all your effort towards, and all your energy towards, it's going to come out, and it's going to stick and stay. Kind of like if you're taking Gorilla Glue, painting one side of it with Gorilla Glue, and just smacking into reality. So be careful. You have the biggest potential to bring in something great, but at the same time, the biggest potential can also be your biggest whoopsie. So don't just go Hong Kong Fooey with whatever you feel like needs to be. Don't go with like impulsivity. Go with strategic thinking and planning, because whatever decision you choose to do, it's going to come out, it's going to stick, and let's just hope whatever sticks and stays is actually something you want to stick and stay. That sounds so vulgar. Okay, that was 3. Let's see. Actually, that's really thoughtful. I'm just gonna call you Yubi. Yeah, I think that'll work. Cupcake Yubi. No, not feeling it. Thank you, honey. Besides not feeling it. So number 2. Well, that again, I'll just say it again. That's that's just so sweet, Yubi. But the thing is, last time I checked, this is my life, and I kind of make the final say what happens with it. I make the choices, not you, and not Lord Beelzebub. In fact, he kind of doesn't have really any kind of inclination to actually, force me to do anything, because I'm on good terms with him. Nice try, though. But anyway. But thank you, though. Of course, Santa. I actually most definitely will. It's just that whenever they come forward, that's just when. Because all of them I'm open to. But funny enough, here's actually a good thought of the day. Did you know, based on the Hindu belief system and Hindu culture, they don't have gods? Meaning, they don't have like the God figure. Who am I interested in working with? Well, I'm completely open. Whoever comes towards me wants to invest, okay. But I'm really just content with who I have as of now. But you never know. With the Hindu belief system, instead of calling them gods, they call them devas. Now, deva means actually one who excels in, or one who has mastered, one who is pretty much flawless in performing a certain sect of life. So for an example, Lord Shiva, the Deva of destruction. He essentially is the master, grandmaster, the one who excels in, the one who has taken the concept of destruction and learned it at the highest degree. Well, in a way, yes and no. No, because biologically, that's kind of like a really, like, there's some cultural backgrounds and like how there's some connection to like plants and terrain and spirits of different locations of the world, like how I wouldn't call it an energetic current because these entities, the deva, they are aware. They can, even though they don't have a physical body, they can influence. But the thing with devas, though, they have a specific aspect that they are associated with, and they have the highest form of understanding with. So devas actually aren't really to be technical. They're not really like how Western or like how Abrahamic is like the, you know, they. I don't know why I just don't like talking about them. It's like how the Yahweh standing is like, oh, because then this is gonna be probably gonna get spear stored on me, but here, hold my wine glass. In all actuality, what kind of deva would Yahweh be? Because that one kind of leaves me with a question mark. Okay, what are you a deva of? Righteousness? No, that doesn't count. Creation? No. Because deva, really, the excel point can only be with one specific set. So it can't be like every single. No. But usually devas also are seen as human beings. Take for an example, a canonized saint. That counts. But again, canonized saint is actually someone who takes that aspect and perfects it. Like, here's a good example. Even though technically she's not considered a saint, and I'm calling her this because it's her title, there's a difference. Like Our Lady Mary, Yahweh is an actual entity, yes. He exists as a being. But now here's the thing. Yahweh is an entity. Now this is where it can get a little bit confusing, but if you follow the yellow brick road that I'm putting out in front of you, you might get it. There is the man-made Yahweh, man-made, and then there's the actual one as intended. Because the man-made one is the one that is taking the entity and trying to restrict it and twist it in a way that this individual wants it to, or the congregation wants it to be. In other words, you're trying to have this awareness and entity, you're trying to tell it what to do. But naturally, it just does as it wants and it just flows. But when you try and grab a hold of it and turn it and force it in a certain direction, well, and also it's because of the lighting, because of the light thing back there. I think that's not going to work. Well, actually, meh. And, well, I mean, the thing is that, well, you get what you get, you don't throw a fit. That's all I can say. But anyway, I'm getting off topic here. If you chose number 3, think about the original Yahweh. Now, the original Yahweh, like the one that's actually from the Old Testament. No. Because if my camera's bad, this is supposed to be like an HD. Pay like $80 for it. Yeah. But anyway, and besides, I'm not even looking at myself on the camera to actually see. Oh, it's not. Trust me, I'm like near impossible to offend, but it's just like, you get what you get. Don't throw a fit. Original Yahweh, like the one that was actually from the Old Testament and one of the Jews and all that stuff. In my viewpoint, is like, wow, okay. So you say you love your creations, huh? Then why are you killing them? If you love something, why don't you take care of them and appreciate it? And for goodness sakes, it's just a fruit. Are you gonna seriously, you ate the fruit? Oh, get out of here! Get over it. It's a fruit. It's just a bloody fruit. Somebody took a chunk out of a fruit. You're gonna hold a grudge against, two of your creations because they ate your fruitiness? Of all the things, a fruit. You're gonna now kick out two of your creations that you're supposed to have loved, and you're gonna send them out in exile. Okay, that sounds like loving. Oh, now you're causing a big wetness to happen, flood people, and have people killed. So now you're trying to drown your creations and kill them. But you say you're loving, huh? Oh, that's cognitive dissonance right there. 10 Commandments? Well, this is none of my business, but if you're gonna be demanding, your people or those who believe in you, Jehovah? Not well. The thing is well, here's a good thought. If Jehovah's so powerful, then how come nothing has happened then? That's just the honest opinion. Because the thing is that I'm not saying that he doesn't have power. It's just that he's all these good things, huh? So how much longer until he gets off his tushy? That's none of my business. But then anyway, so these things. If you chose number 2, here's what you got. You have you're getting wet with sensing, emotions, intuitiveness. You're wet. Oh man, this is gonna conflict. You're wet. You have the energy of Virgo. You're wet and nitpicking about it. Oh jeez. And the second house of comfort, your face, fixed assets, wealth, and nourishment. Oh boy, whoa. This took a drastic turn. Oh, lovely Lilith. Black Moon Lilith. Whoa. Okay. That one, oh boy. This one's a doozy. Well, the thing is here's the thing. I'm trying to put this in a way that doesn't sound kind of like mockery. I mean, it's pretty hard to say because I have no other way of saying it, but it's just like, why does. Yep. Hasham is correct, actually. But now here's my viewpoint as well. If he's all powerful, then how come Yahweh can't just go by himself? Why does he have to have a human being come in and do it and actually have him be called to do it? Why can't he just go by himself? Because the thing is, looking at it, it's like, all powerful, then how come you need to have somebody actually say your name to do it? I mean, that I don't know. Dark Goddess, Madame. Oh wow, that actually goes with the second house. Madame. Yeah, I'm just calling Mom Bridget. Redemption. Oh, that goes with Loth. No. Mm-mm. No, he didn't. Most definitely not. Most definitely not. Because she's primordial. Just like Loth. Loth is primordial. Yahweh, technically, in a way, also is primordial. Yahweh did not make her. In fact, here's the thing. Here's a good question. If he created her, then how come he can't control her? How come he can't do anything to her? He tries to do something, she goes, "Oh, again?" Just saying. Besides, if, like how, like with Adam and Eve, how Yahweh can actually do stuff and manipulate them because he made them. Meanwhile, Lilith, "Oh, again? You're going to tell me to do something?" Nope, not doing it. You can see the correlation there? Because since she was not made by Yahweh's hand, he can't do anything to her. Well, that is a school of thought, yes. Me, in my opinion, I see Lilith as her own independent being, her own independent self, that she's just who she is. And she's just herself. Some people will say that, oh, she's like this. But all that I can say is that she knows who she is. It is what it is. She could care less. She's just all like, meh. Call me whatever you want, but if you're going to call me a hooch, oh, you're just mad because you ain't getting nothing. That's all. They are, well, and here's another thing, too. Just as a question, do you think Love actually married to be actually a legitimate wife? Or did she marry just for the perks and still does as she pleases? And also, Lucifer's a guru. Did you know that? Because he's him being the planet Venus. And the planet Venus is also considered a guru to the demons. Assure us. People. Like you, me, everyone. Guru. Mm-hmm. Getting sidetracked. For the Goetic Divines for number 3, we have King Beleth, Sun in Gemini. King Beleth with Ophius, Jupiter Guru, and Cancer Exaltation Point. And we have Strength in the 5 of Twigs. Tarot-wise, oh boy. We have 2 of Twigs, 6 of Blades, and the Death card. So first and foremost, number 3. Let's see. If you have to take a stand for pretty much if you need to get validation for how you feel, you don't need to get permission. Just say how you feel, and someone tries to gaslight you or say, well, no, you're just feeling like that way because of this, or like whatever kind of pathetic gaslighting excuse they come up with. No, just tell them like, really? You're just gonna invalidate me like that? Okay. Nope, don't even want to try. Oh, it's my fault? Well, if you listen, maybe, you'd understand, and, you wouldn't be so defensive. Or even, you can even also tell them, like, every time when I try and say, like, how I feel or try to express and, try to actually get past this conflict, every time it's like, no, well, you're just like this. It's like, every time. If there's an individual that's doing that to you, just get to the point without just saying, like, okay, here's the thing. If I'm the problem from your viewpoint, wow, okay, you don't know when to shut up, do you? Like they keep deflecting back to you, if that makes sense. Now the thing, Yeshua, some people may even say that, is actually Yahweh on earth. But the problem, though, with that, like, kind of technicality, every human being that exists, now keep in mind, human being, that doesn't include Lilith, because she came into human form on her own will. and not anything involving Yahweh. She took human form by herself. Yahweh, Adam and Eve. Every human being that came from Adam and Eve, including Yahweh, even including Yeshua himself, including him, because of Mary, is a human. Now here's the thing. Every human being that is born, doesn't matter who it is, yogi, saint, don't matter. Every single human being born is infected with this virus called sin. Everyone. Don't matter if they're the most righteous thing ever. Why is that, Hashem? Not able to comment. Is it saying like you enter too many comments or something like that? Or you are just not able to say anything? Because I don't want your voice to be restricted. That I just detest it when that happens. But there's this idea that Yeshua was like so pure that there was no sin or nothing wrong with him. But problem though, if you're having him, Yeshua, be born from adultery, because that's what it is. Yahweh pretty much impregnated Mary on a whim, even though Gabriel did say it's going to happen. It doesn't matter. It still happened. Still adultery. No ifs, ands, buts, or tushies. He stuck it and ran. That's what he did. That's not going anywhere else with it. That's what it is. Did not really get actively involved in raising the kid. In fact, Joseph, the stepfather, stepped in. Still born of sin, because that was his act of sin. By technicality, and no, it doesn't matter with the whole idea rules had to be broken. No, it still was broken. Adultery still happened. Nobody gets, the free pass, because it is what it is. Now, with that in mind, Yeshua altogether is pretty much the same equality as like a kind of like a deva. The same thing. Like a canonized saint. That's the highest you can get with him. That's the highest. Logically. Because you can't say, well, he was so pure that, when he died and went, even that kind of like conflicts with all that I've learned. Because when you die and go to, hell, here's the problem though. The world that you're sitting on, this is the underworld, ruled by Venus, Shrikacharya, the Guru, also Lucifer, the one that wants you to enjoy life. When you kick the bucket, you don't go down there. It has potential. It can have potential. But again, potential, and I mean, this is also a prime example whenever you have, and again, I'm just not being favoritism or anything like that. Yeah, and the thing is, it's been altered. Text been taken in, out, changed all over the place so many times. It's just like meh with it. It gets to the point where there's no foundation for it. There's nothing. There's no root. When you don't have a clear root for it, it goes. It really can't stand. But now if we go over to India with the Vedas, that has a root. Still, thank goodness. That still has its root. Thank God. And I mean, this is where I get a little bit feisty, but that's just one place that I'm so thankful that did not get swung at. Goodness. Like the Alexandria where they got burned down. Yeah. Just so thankful the Hindu belief and all that is still standing, thank goodness. Anyway, getting back off topic again. So, back to 2. Number 2, well, this is the time to actually take vengeance upon somebody who is trying to restrict you and invalidate your feelings. Just kind of like the same thing with the first one, but this one's actually being a little bit more aggressive emotionally, and even taking swings at the feelings of the perpetrator, even to a state where you actually should consider even saying, "Wow, stop being a silly goose." The way that you're acting, trying to be all like, well, here's a good example. You're just sensitive. Oh, I'm sensitive, huh? Well, hey, at least I'm not a twathead. Like, yeah, something like that. Just like something just so pathetically, just why? Like so pity of that. It's just like when you say like, why did you do that? You do this like why? It just bothers me. Well, it's just because you no. The minute that they throw that at you take a hold of it and say, no, you're just an asshat. And even just tell them you do not want to play gaslighting ping pong with it. Because the thing is, if somebody cannot accept the fact that, hey, I'm saying this thing that's bothering me because whenever this happens, this is the issue that comes up. You're not swinging at them. You're telling them this is what's bothering you. If they come at you and say, well, it's because of you. No, now you're actually making like, well, I'm the perfect one. I'm the one that's never in trouble. I'm just so pure. Yeah, and I'm straight, dude. Deal with it. Because the minute that somebody starts acting like that, that just really is the cut clear indication to be like, okay. So if you get into a hissy fit, if I make a mistake and if it affects you, don't hissy fit at me because I'll say, here's a hanky, clean your face. Nope, keep your feelings away from me. No. You're just too sensitive, dude. Just and flick them away. And just wall it off. Because that's actually, believe it or not, that's actually something a really very vengeful Lilith and Virgo would do. Gets revenge by literally nitpicking the absolute heck out of someone. Especially if they're acting in a way that's kind of a little bit uncalled for. And don't be afraid to also get another figure that right. Don't be afraid to also get a little bit I don't know why this keeps popping in my head. Don't be afraid to use mockery against this individual that's trying to put you down. Like calling them a silly goose. And saying, oh wow, look at you with a party foul. You see the goose? You see the goose with the spoked ups? Yep, that's a hippos. How did I become interested in Hinduism? Well, when I took Vedic astrology, it's part of the things you have to actually learn in order to really understand and apply Vedic astrology. You need to have Hinduism, because without it, you really can't use Vedic astrology most effectively. And it's part of the culture too. So, because I come from a viewpoint, if you're going to be using a cultural, if you're going to be using something that's part of somebody's culture, you have to take the culture into it with it. Vedic astrology. Okay, I'm taking in this way of astrology. I have to learn the pretty much the belief system. I have to learn the culture. I have to learn the Vedas. I have to learn the sadhana. I have to learn all of it in order to fully understand it. Because if I just take the astrology stuff from it, I'm not going to understand some of the terms like Graha, Surya, Struktarya, Brihaspati, Shani, Krishna, Soma, Indra, Agni, Mangal, Buddha. I think. Oh, Chandra. Trying to think if there's any others. Guru. Well, but then again, that's Brihaspati, of course, Shani. And actually, for me, I picked up Vedic astrology on my own choice. Yes. And actually, it's funny you say that because with Vedic astrology, I was actually being taught Western astrology from my mentor, Russell, because I learned both at the same time. And actually, here's another thing, Adam. You don't need a higher power to have a spirit go away. And by telling a spirit to go away, you don't need a higher power, because the thing is that in your perspective, your viewpoint, your existence, if something is in your space that you don't want it, you can tell it to go and piss it and stick it and get out of here. You can, but you have to be, you have to stand your ground and be pushy with it. Just treat it as another person. Yep, he's right. He's correct. Yep, you can just simply say, "Hey, cupcake, piss it," and be adamant with it. Like the whole idea, this is even like going back over to how the most wisest words from, I can't remember which yogi said this. Keep it simple. When you keep simple, the less headache you get. So if you keep it simple, you're good. For example, keep it simple. You have an entity or a person in your space that you want nothing to do with. You want them out of here. What's the most simplistic way to get them out? Scram. Please leave. Get. Speak it. Same thing with a spirit or an entity that's in your space. Just treat it as a human being. Tell it to get out of here. If it don't get out of here, but then just get more feisty and pushy with it. Simple. Because if you try and make it complicated while trying to get like specific plans a certain time of the day and doing something like a kata, which is a set of moves in a certain way against an invisible opponent, you're going to drive yourself mad. Is it fancy? Of course it is. Will it work? It can. But on the most simplistic, practical way, just telling it to piss it, get out of here, and being adamant with it. Sometimes that could be the most effective way. Now, don't get me wrong. There's absolutely nothing wrong with being cutesy with witchy tools like this. There's nothing wrong with it. In fact, I like playing with these things too, but they're just a prop. They're just a prop or an extension of you to help you focus. Yep, he has a point there. In fact, did you know this? Oh, man. I'm totally going to be looked at like, whoa, man. You really went that way, huh? Yep, I did. Did you actually know the cross is actually a pagan symbol when you flip it upside down? It actually represents a man's part going and pointing at something. Mm-hmm. The cross is a man's part pointing at something. So here's the thing. Somebody's doing an exorcism with a cross. Why are you trying to shove a man part in my face? Okay, dude, why are you shoving this man part in my face? Yeah, I see it, okay? Go. I'm not kidding. Literally, that's what that symbol is, the cross. It's a erect man part. That's what it is. I banish you. Okay, can you get this dick out of my face? It completely changes the whole perspective of it. It's like, again, why are you holding me? Obvious but weird, yeah. Like, dude, why is this church so obsessed with man parts that are erect and having a guy get hung on it? It's like he who got hung on a hung one. He who is most hung on hung one. Vulgar, but still. It's like people sometimes don't even think about stuff like that. That's more than likely dramatization. Because I mean, here's the thing. I mean, I've actually also had somebody try and do like try and do that to me, like saying, "Oh, please leave Brendan's existence" or something like that. I can't remember exactly. But yeah, it now isn't he one of those that runs like one of those mega churches, mega sermon things, or like the super churches, like being like a TV evangelist or something like that? Because if he's one of those kind, he can get pushed off the cliff and hopefully he lands on his face. Because it's like, wow, dude, wow, that's a lot of money you got there. Oh, donate and actually give to the poor and give. Okay, you don't even have a big fancy woozy woo house then. Oh, do not give me started with that other guy that has a private jet. Like, oh, totally, that's totally that's totally a good standing for that's totally what Lord Jesus wants you to have. A fighter, a private jet, and a private airport just for you while you're having your people get suffered and struggling in poverty. That's totally what is intended. That's all I got to say. And in fact, actually, I can't remember which evangelist it is, but the one that actually has the private jet, private airport, that's from Texas. Me, I think, when the reporter called him out on his jet thing, when he got all like that, oh, whoa, look at his face. Good Lord, Orlando looks like something vile just got woken up in him. Oh, better exercise it because now that thing looked like something came out of him. And believe it or not, now how he got into that hissy fit on his face, that's probably the most vile and closest to stereotypical malefic demon I've ever seen. Because it's like, you can look it up. You can definitely look it up. You can look it up on YouTube. Actually, here I'll even provide the link for it. Please hold. Nope. Cele- Celebratory tarot readings. What do you mean by that? Gemetra? Is that how you say it? Gemetria? That's a beautiful name, by the way. Is that how you pronounce it? I want to make sure I'm pronouncing it right. I just want to make sure I'm calling it right. But anyway, so the fourth one, so I can get it get this over and done with, so that way people are waiting for it to have it over and done with. Yeah, we have the element of air. We're having something be blown. Taurus, Uranus, and the ninth house. I have faith in my okay. And then Dark Goddess is Phlegmic, envy. The Travis Scott tarot reading, okay. And what was that one all about? Like the situation with him, everything surrounding him, or the event that happened, which is like a big whoops. And I have a total of I have to double check. No, I have 4 there, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. Total of 8. Sometimes I get confused with 9, but so number 4, the last one. We have air, Taurus, Uranus in the ninth house with Phlegmic with envy. Poetic wise, we have Boone, Venus in Leo again, and then we have Vazago with Jupiter Guru in Aries. Specifically, I'm getting the idea of Burn. Wait a minute. Getting more of the idea of that being, burning, which is also a Venusian placement too, burning. Tarot Rise, we have She Who's Most High, Priestess, Page of Twigs, or definitely not, okay, I'm just going to say it, definitely not of Marilyn Monroe as a vampire hunter, and she who's not having a queen's ass. So right after that, I'm getting don't be envious of somebody who is in a higher standing than you, and don't be envious of somebody else's belief system. And most definitely don't think that you have to submit to somebody's belief system because they have a lot more than you. If somebody's trying to push what they believe onto you and be a little bit aggressive with it, you just don't even listen to it. Because what they're trying to do is they're trying to become a he who font. Like, I know what I'm doing. I am a guru. Listen to me. No. Because even I get that daily. It's just like cupcake. No. Take your he who-ness out of here. Well, the thing with the occult though, because occult really technically is not really by stereotype is seen as dark, but just because it's dark doesn't mean it's evil. In fact, here's a good one. The primordial goddess of the night, Nox, like legit the one of the, if not the first divine figure to step out of chaos, the dark. She kind of holds everything into place, including the sun and other planets and everything else that's in space. In fact, she's probably the most apparent entity everywhere. Wherever there's the dark, that's her. That being said, just because it's dark doesn't mean it's evil or baneful or malefic. But now here's the thing. What she even said to me before when I first came into contact. Learn to see without your eyes, then you can see everything. Including, well, for one thing, close your eyes, you only see the dark. And when you can't see, your other senses get heightened. Like smell, taste, feel. You get the idea. Hear. But then here's another one. This one's probably the biggest key that she's ever said. Really, all that the dark is just a void. That has everything that you say that's in there, be in there. And no matter what you say that's in there, that's what comes out. What you believe it's in there, and what you believe comes out of it, that's what comes out, and that's what's in there. So, why be afraid of it? Why be afraid of something that gives you exactly what you say you're saying, and gives you what you want to come out of it? Why be afraid of it? I mean, it's giving you what you want, so why be afraid of it? Well, I'm not saying that it's fake. It's just that the way that the people actually respond to it has to be a little bit realistic and practical. Because put it this way. If you have somebody who it's really hard for me to talk about it because the way that I look at it's like willing to actually use somebody who's afflicted with a disability, playing them on it, and giving them false hope. Me, I have a total of 8. I thought I said that. I have a total of 8. But if somebody has the audacity to kind of manipulate somebody and try to make them get healed of something that can't be helped, and giving them false hope and then taking their stability and finances and stuff like that, I'm sorry, that's to me that's unforgivable. Total of 8. Yes. Precisely the same. And Sabrina, I have a total of 8. The infinity symbol. But anyway. Oh wow, we're in front of my face. Where's the Tarot V deck? Well, if you open your eyes, you dimwit, right in front of your face. Oh, it's been a long day. Okie dokie, get this out of my life. Work. I was actually really wanting to get speaking of tattoos, great. I actually was really thinking about having like the rune Holocaust put on both my middle fingers, because Holocaust is actually a Saturnian rune, because it's like, okay, here comes tragedy. Are you gonna stand or are you gonna suffer? It's drastic. It's like a rug pulled out from underneath you, and hopefully you can still stand. But again, Holocaust is not a baneful rune. Some people see it, they go, "Oh God." That's the thing. People, is that pretty much being primed of being good or bad? Instead of seeing something be good or bad or dreadful or oh Lord Lanta, just look at it and be all, it is what it is. Game, I never heard of him. And honestly, most of the time, I tend to not really. I'm very selective of who pretty much like I listen to, get information from, or interact with. West Memphis 3. I have nothing, so I can't really. Because again, I've limited myself very, very selectively, because many moons ago, I was somebody that could be so easily influenced and so easily put in a certain direction and like kind of manipulated, up to a point where it's just like, I'm going to stop that. So yeah, because of that, I'm selective to who I listen to. Like kind of like being easily manipulated or easily influenced. You get the idea. Yeah, no. I most definitely do not like risking somebody be all like, oh, I'm going to say something that this guy wants to hear. That way I can get whatever I want out of him. Those kind of people are the ones that need to get pushed off the cliff. Hopefully land face first. Yeah, face first. Like, oh, broken face. Yep, the four are over, yes, but did you want me to actually do one for you? This also drives me bonkers. Okay, then what's your question? And this one actually drives me bonkers, but I'm also going to bring another thing that's also well known that needs to be snapped and broken too. The Illuminati. Ooh, Illuminati. Okay, here, keep it simple. Illuminati. Well, what other word sounds like Illuminati? Illuminated, right? Good, hold that. What is one of the biggest things that like, literally every self-help individual and every self-proclaimed guru figure pushes for? Enlightenment, correct? Good. Enlightenment kind of also means you need to have yourself be illuminated, don't you think? Illuminati, enlightened. Illuminated. That's it. That is it. Yes. Yeah. Illuminati. Illuminated. I can see. I'm aware. I can comprehend. If you can see, understand, comprehend, and are aware, or in that enlightened state, you're part of the Illuminati. Keep it simple. Stop making this complicated. I watch the FBI be all like, "You just exposed the secret." Oh, whoops. Whoopsies happen. You should have tried hard to keep it a secret. Oopsie-oh. I'm going to go refill my water cup because my mouth is dry as the Sahara Desert, so be right back. Oh. I don't always, just walk back to my room, but when I do, I just kind of hate it when, you have somebody just go right behind your ear. Yeah, that just happened. I'll figure. Oh, well, it happens. Okay, Sabrina, what is your question then? Remember, Adam, keep it simple. Just keep it simple. You don't have to make it fancy. If you want to, all you have to do is just do something as simple as this. You piss it. Simple. Keep it simple. You can even just simply use your middle finger and tell it to piss it. Simplistic way. But then again, I operate from a viewpoint that's like, keep it simple. Once you get the simplistic part of it down, good. Then you can get as fancy as you want to. Because you can follow a step-by-step procedure to the T, and it does nothing. Because you don't have the confidence level of the simplistic level. Kind of like, for an example, like earlier in the chat, where there was that some guy being like, "Ooh, I'm gonna have Beelzebub possess you." No, not feeling it. He's gonna possess you. No, don't want it. Flattered, but no. Sorry, you can't speak. You can't speak for Pazuzu. I'm sorry. Piss it. Mm-mm. And who are you to speak for a king? Come on, huh? Okay. Let's see. Not going down a red one. Let's see. Can me. Okay. Really? You're from Trinidad? I was not expecting that. Wow. 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 Hmm. That I definitely was not expecting that. The power of, Yoo-hoo tube. Oh. Okay, so tell me 7-8 card of cardstock with pretty pictures on it. So tell me about Sabrina's path. Is it a good one? Is it the most beneficial? Or more about it? Okay, you who just poofed in my room, get out of here. I saw you. You ain't slick. Have your third eye open, they said. It'll be fun, they said. Nope, don't listen to him. It's a lie. Don't do it. The cake's a lie. Take it from me, because once you open it, you cannot close it. So, Sabrina, here to go. So, Sabrina, are you trying to capture someone? Or trying to get a hold of someone? Because either they did something that's not really good, or are you trying to use supernatural means to get a hold of someone? Or put a lid on them? Like, even heck, restrict them, detain them, just get a hold of them. Like, hold still. Or like even the same thing with love work. You're trying to woo someone. Or just something involving you trapping someone. Because you're on that path, do what you gotta do for you. If it makes you happy, go for it. That's extended up. And if this individual actually took a belonging of yours, and it's actually something that you put in a lot of time and work with, if this individual that you're trapping or trying to get a hold of or hold on to, yeah, yep, and actually I was asking you earlier, yes. But if there's an individual that actually you're trying to get a hold of to contain and restrict them because of them taking something that belongs to you, or something that you have a strong connection to, that you've invested a lot of time in. Looking at it right now, I think it's okay. It is a good one to do whatever you have to do to get your sense of justice or your possession back. Let's see. What happens if she acts in a way that's a bit, let's just go with a bit feisty and aggressive. If she goes in a feisty, aggressive route, like, doing some bend over or intimidation work, or probably my most favorite, if you really want to get extra mean, but be careful with this one. If you want to do the intranquil spirit work, oh boy. That'll get him to come back and give you back with it. said they would do. Oh, that'll get him to come back. Sending an Adam solo off of the Adam. Out of that realm, most definitely. Let's go with the dark way first. Give me 3 for the dark way. We have a king with twigs, nostalgia. Okay. So most definitely, if you go with the malefic route, you may have to be patient with the results, and you may be waiting for some time. But oh boy, you'll be handling the big stick. Take that however you want to, but you'll be having the most power that way. And you have the most authority with it. So acting in a bit of a baneful, darker way, like a little bit like, okay, get over here. Or even hexing the Twihead. That'll bring you, you have the most power in it, but it'll just take some time for it to come through. If you go with the darker route, yes. You have the most power with it, because you have the king and then the stick. 2 flaming things together. Yes, you'll be after Arian. Question. Yeah, you have the most power, but you might have to wait a little bit. And now if you go do no harm and be the bigger person, the more way. I just don't like that. Because it's like, okay, I'm just gonna let this person just beat the living heck out of me metaphysically. I'm not gonna swing back though. No, but I'm gonna have self-control. No, they're swinging at you. Swing back. Here we go down the turning the other cheek route. Well, first off, we have an idiot, the fool, with a fool, a magician. So, if you choose to turn the other cheek, oh boy, I don't like how this one part came out. So, Sabrina, if you go the nice route, first off, the fool. This depiction of the fool is in a straitjacket. He can't do anything. And everybody's giving him attention like, ooh, look at this one. He can't do anything. He's bound. Let's get him. Yeah. You're pretty much gonna be seen as kind of like a target, first opponent. And you, because of this magician too, the way his face is and how he's handling that little orb that's on his book, it looks like he's becoming possessed and like overrun by it, meaning that it's gonna, you turning over the other cheek and having yourself not stand up for yourself, it's gonna drive you absolutely mad. It's gonna drive you bonkers, being like, I cannot deal with these dimwits being just unjust towards me, because the thing is, not doing anything will actually have the Knight of Swords come out. And if you notice, the Queen of Hearts got him off with his head. Yeah, that kind of what happens. So definitely just go for the baneful route if you have to do it. Don't let somebody overpower you. Like if somebody did take something from you, don't let them get away with it. If you have to drop a curse on him, go for it. Oh, yep, look at that. There we go. There's the whoopsie big Snapple card. There's the power. Drop him on the head. Drop him on his head. Yep, drop him on their head. At the name of Cups Fall, which is immature spirituality and immature use of the emotions in the spiritual world. At that, kick the bucket. And then look at that. You then become the new foundation for you being the King of Pentacles. Full of control and practicalness. stable, grounded, and secure. So yes. Okay, let's see. So yes. So that's what I got, Sabrina. The path that you're going on, go with the darker route. Start swinging, honey. That's all I gotta say. Bonus points if you make him do a flip. Do a voodoo doll on him and then behead it. No, that was a joke. I mean, if you want to, go ahead. I won't say a word. I won't say anything. Be like, well, maybe that guy should not have been a dimwit. Okay. Where is Ariman? What's your question, Ariman? What's your question? Astral exorcism. Again, astral exorcism. Essentially, what you're doing is you're exorcising an entity from a different point that you're at. You're taking the astral body to another point in the world somewhere, and now you're acting on the astral plane to tell something to go and piss it. Imagination. Yes, Ariman. Yes, that's what I said. What's your question? When and how will you gain supernatural powers? Okay, that deck's really cheesy, but okay, let me go grab it. So, Turtle de la Newt is the cardstock pile I'm going to be throwing for it. When and how will Ariman get the supernatural powers he's wanting? And how many do you want me to throw at him? Not literally, you get the idea. Six, and okay. So 3 at first and 3 clarifier. There you go. First blood. We have a King of Pentacles, which looks totally not like, definitely not. Wow. Okay, I'm just gonna say what it looks like. Definitely not that, the Beauty and the Beast, but the Beast before he became beastly. At least that's what this King of Pentacles looks like. Definitely not the Beast in human form, who got free of that curse from that old woman. But then again, he was a prick in the first place, and run. Oh well. I hope he enjoyed his time as a furry, though. Second one. Page of Cups. The Little Mermaid became a murderer. Okay. Yeah, that took a drastic turn. Then last but not least, number 3. Yoodle. And we have the Sun. Clarifying the definitely not Beast guy no more. We have the Mad Hatress. A very merry birthday to who? Looks like it's to you. That's 1. Number 2. For the definitely not murderous mermaid girl. For the second one with the murderous mermaid, we have the part in Alice in Wonderland where Alice is on the ceiling and she's about to flip upside down. Also, well, in this deck's called the He Who's Hung Most card. So we have a murderous fish and the upside down Alice about to step into Wonderland. And clarifying the sun. Well, please don't be the moon, because that's going to be really cheesy. Clarifying the sun. Usually seen as the happiest card in the deck, but in this deck it's kind of not really that. Yeah, Cupcake, you don't have to be driving your doom buggy at like midnight, hun. Nobody wants to hear that thing between your legs go. So obnoxious. Clarifying the third. Really? I couldn't have done that again if I tried. There's the sun and the moon clarified together. Splendid. So, like legit, no joke. Here's the sun and the moon. I can never do that again if I tried. Oh well, go figure. So we have a total of 3 supernatural powers that I can see coming from this. Let's start with the one that is probably the most obvious. Mercurian. How does that got to do with the sun and the moon? Dawn and dusk? Twilight hour? Don't be thinking like, oh, Edward, the sparkling vampire. No, if you think that right now, somebody just put duct tape over them. Because with the sun and the moon together, the twilight hour, sunrise, sunset, that's the hour of Mercury. Having that understanding makes you adaptable. So in actuality as well, you'll be able to combine both sides of the masculine energy and the feminine energy together seamlessly. But now here's the thing. Having the sun and the moon together, the sign of Leo with the sign of Cancer, because that's the moon, don't be thinking, but that's security Pisces. I don't care about the fish. Get your fishiness out of here. Having the 2 luminaries together like that, it can be a good thing, and also the moon cannot be combusted with the sun. That can't happen. The thing is, though, you're able to actually comprehend and be able to understand the unseen much easier than other people. Specifically, too, when it's a full moon and when the sun's up. But both luminaries have to be fully visible. In other words, when the sun's up, you actually have potential to be more in tune around you. But when the moon's full, you're more attuned to what's around you. But if there's no moon, best be careful with no moon, because you can't see the moon. But when the moon's full, then it's perfectly balanced. So doing workings along the phases of the moon, and I'm pretty much getting even when the moon starts to wane. I think it's even waning right now. This is actually a good time to actually start working with the moon phases and learning about the lunar mansions and actually incorporating that in your practice. And stick with it. That's one way. Okay. But we'll save that one for last, because that one can get a little bit. This one can get a little crazy. So, King, that was once the beastly thing with the Mad Hattress, going a very merry birthday to you. Oh boy. You also have the supernatural ability to actually you're actually able. This is going to sound so weird. For some reason, through out of complete and utter whimsicalness, you're actually are able to be really practical with how you're able to guide other people and give them a sense of security and also provide wisdom to them. So you can most definitely also be able to teach people the occult arts in a whimsical way. And even in a way that's like complete and utter nonsense, kind of like really like out there and like crazy and different. Not esoteric, like eccentric. That's also a skill that you also have. But this one probably will be coming in the long term. And because since this is also definitely not the beast no more, now the king pentacles. In order for you to actually be able to be this teaching figure, you're gonna have to keep your temper. Who are you? Stop it. Yeah, just don't let your madness take control and get you out of impracticality, because you're actually able to give sound advice and guide people. Just don't let it get to your head. You also may have the the ability to even use manifestation techniques that actually involve using currency. Specifically, if it's a coin, not a piece of paper, and no cryptocurrency doesn't count. It has to be physical 3D in your hand. You can touch and feel it, lick it. You get the idea. It has to be like that. You can make more of it by, having it in your hand and actually doing workings with it. Now I got the best for last. A murderous fish lady with upside down Alice in Wonderland, about to go into it. Okay, here. I need to get a drink. So, most definitely. You definitely can actually seduce somebody to an extent where you actually get them trapped. To a point where they can only see from the perspective you put them in. Or pretty much how you presented yourself. You're able to actually have people get locked into only seeing you that way. That could be a good thing or a bad thing. It could be a good thing because you can pretty much get the ultimate woozy woo on them. It'll stick. But the bad thing is, if you misuse it, and if you miss it by that much, miss the mark, and if this individual thinks you're a stalker, well, they're going to think you're a stalker forever. It's essentially the youthful emotions get put on a hung one. So giving these emotional states and attraction to someone that you're interested in, it's going to get stuck with them. It could be a good thing or a bad thing. It just depends on how you handle it and how you stick it to them. You can take that however you want to. Just know it's going to stick and it's going to stay. And how can you use this? Well, simple. You just got to start using it. But how do I seduce somebody? Do I got to dress suggestively? No. Seduction is simply messing with the mind, your head, and putting something in the mind and make it go absolutely crazy. For an example, say like if you're trying to even passive aggressive behavior is seduction. Like, oh look at you doing that stupid thing again. Nope, keep doing that stupid thing. You know it's best done. Nope. I don't know nothing. Just keep being on the new Jackass movie. No. Keep doing Jackass 263 U edition. Keep doing that. That's what you want to do. That makes you happy. Go for it. Nope. Don't even ask what I want. No. That's seduction. You're pretty much messing with the other party's head that they become unstable, and then you just simply exist. That's what it is. Not like dressing in a way that shows parts of the body in unique ways. No. That's not seduction. But again, because since there's a dead guy in this card, the mermaid card, be very careful because it can also be a death sentence between the connection. So be very careful. At least that's what I got. Okay, Kayla, what's your question? Kayla's up. Yeah, Kayla, you're up next. this is going to be my last one because, yeah, for some reason my asthma's kicking up, but oh well, it happens. So tell me, cardstock, what's making Kayla feel feeling stuck and unable to move and holding her back? What is this obnoxious monstrosity doing it? It is from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Oh, it's that other Slayer. Faith? Yeah, that other Slayer. Up in this depiction, you have definitely not other Slayer holding a broken piece of glass, looking at you like she's about to stab you with it. So what's holding you back is this intimidation factor from someone who is kind of reckless. So there's this figure that is willing to kind of be a little bit rash, even if it involves them breaking what's around them, to keep you still in the same spot. So it's really somebody who kind of is uncomfortable with you going upward and succeeding and gaining, because they are kind of envious of anything that's not. If they're not getting any better or gaining anything, any kind of gain from somebody else around them is an immediate threat, and they try and go after them. Like if they get blinded by their jealousy and they hissy fit about it. Hello, Nino? I think that's his name. Okay, so then, tell me another thing about this other Slayer. Totally, definitely not Faith from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Tell me more about her. Clarifying, this other Slayer is that Let It Go, that obnoxious song from this Let It Go. So yeah, Caleb, this figure that's holding you back, they really literally have to let it go. Like, good Lord Lanta. It's like, let it go already. It's so obnoxious that you keep talking about let it go over and over again. Like, oh, you gaining and you being successful is a threat to me. This is the 50th time, dude. Just time to literally let it go. So much to the point, heck, they may even also try to woozy-woo you with like how things have always been. Like, for example, some kind of tactic they use to kind of validate their way of thinking, to be all like, oh, you can't be better than me because it's not me getting better. Like, it's the same kind of bland, annoying, obnoxious, and reoccurring way of handling it. It's just like, enough of it. So give me 3, actually, never mind, give me 4. 2 choices, and 1 for each choice, and then another for the choice to make sure it actually works. 2 options to make this other Slayer who needs to let it go actually let it go and get let go off a cliff or something. Choice of 1, we have the 7 of Twigs. Pick up a big stick, a big wand, and start swinging with it. When in doubt, just pick up a big stick and just go for the throat, or go for the neck, or go right between the legs with it. And she who's most high, a high priestess, as the other option. Clarify the going in with a big stick like Theodore Roosevelt. Clarify me, Richard. Let go. Thank you. It's the He Who Fought. Oh boy. Oh, it's the He Who Fought the Twilight Edition. Oh gosh. Oh boy, here we go. That one's going to be a fun one to translate. And then the other one with the High Priestess. It can't get any worse than that. Gosh. Oh, actually, never mind. I have an idea what it's going to be. The High Priestess and the Magician. Whoa, okay. Well, this took a big drastic turn. So you have two options for this definitely not other Slayer Let It Go dimwit. Option one, get feisty with their own BS. Take the BS that they throw at you, and then you hit them in the face with it. Like saying, Jesus wouldn't like it if you did that. I think also didn't, he also say that, if thou, I'm just going to take a random shot in the dark here. If thou, mother, keeps spewing nonsense to thee, just tell upon her, silence, woman. Something like that. Like they use their own moralistic teaching against you and throw it at you. Just take it and then just hit him back with it. Just to counteract it. That's one way. The other way. If somebody's trying to oh boy, here we go. If somebody's trying to be all like, well, you'll grow better if you go about it this way. Like if you follow this way of guidance. But the thing is, here's the thing. It's not your best guidance. It's theirs. Only you know what's the best guidance, not them. But I'm her mother. Okay. That really doesn't mean nothing. You could be her mother, but still be stupid. Being like a mother or father, really, that's a title. And it don't matter what your title is. If you're stupid, you're stupid. If you're going to be teaching your child how to jump off a cliff purposely, you're stupid. Simple. But yeah, definitely, they're trying to push the way that they want you to think and how to carry yourself. No. Just turn it back and say, Mother, I've always wanted to know this. Was your mother always like a literal nitpick about every little thing you did? I'm just curious. Why do you ask, though? Well, to be completely honest, because if that's the case, why are you doing what she did to you onto me? If you don't like it, then why are you giving it to me? Don't you think if you hated it, don't you think you'd want to stop doing it too? That's none of the business. Nino, this is for Kayla. And then the other option, Kayla, well, you have She Who's Most High and the Magician. Well, you have the intuitive, and then you have all coming together. I don't think I need to explain this anymore. Essentially, pretty much, you take full control of your intuitive side and then the manifestation side. And with that, you literally can change the situation around you if you just put in the consistent, like you don't speak about what you're doing to other people or even mention it. Keep it in the shadows, but you're actively working with it to actually have this change come about. What happens if she does go about it that way? Oh, we have the tower come in if you go about it that way. If you just go at it, don't even bring it up, don't even speak about it, just do it. If you do it, we have the wrong lever card. And what follows is the Knight of Pentacles being all like, oh, I'm woozy-wooed by this person's unnecessary shenanigans. Like, oh, I had my voice box taken. And now they're newer. Oh, that's just beautiful. And the new foundation after when this Knight of Pentacles lands on her face from the tower is the Seven of Blades. This Seven of Blades, I love this Seven of Blades so much. Because the card is like the look on her face and how she's walking. She's like, you want to step? Like, look at her. She's like, oh, you want to go? Really, Cupcake? Here. Hold my wine glass. I'm going to go take your wig off your head. Like, literally. She's like going after someone, like to actually like start clawing them. She is not having it. Not entertained. So, yeah. Most definitely manifest the way you want. Have come through. So, Caleb, yeah, most definitely just keep doing your magical workings, but don't really talk about it that much. Oh, my foot's asleep. No. Yeah. Don't be afraid to get sassy and be like, "You're not entertained? I'll take your weave and knock you out." Yeah. Don't be afraid. But anyway, I'm gonna have to call it early because I've been live for 2 hours. Holy crap! Good Lord, Lanta, 2 hours. Wow. I need to stop because I'm starting to get winded. But I'll be back tomorrow.